Here's part 1 in approximately 800 words, written in simple English with a third-person narrative. The cold morning light crept through the thin curtains of a small terraced house in Manchester. Emily Thompson stood in the tiny kitchen, her hands moving quickly as she prepared breakfast for her father. At 24, she carried the weight of responsibilities that seemed far too heavy for someone so young. Robert Thompson sat quietly at the kitchen table, his weathered hands trembling slightly as he adjusted his reading glasses. Once a proud factory worker, he was now a shadow of his former self, aging, sick and dependent on his daughter. The recent loss of his wife had left a deep wound in both their hearts. Emily's life was a constant juggle. Her part-time job at the local grocery store barely covered their basic expenses. Each morning she would help her father take his medications, prepare his meals, and ensure he was comfortable before rushing to work. Her dreams of becoming a nurse seemed like a distant hope, buried under the mountain of daily struggles. The factory town had changed dramatically over the past decade. Closed workshops and abandoned industrial buildings told a story of economic decline. Many families, like the Thompsons, had been left struggling to survive. Emily's mother had worked multiple jobs to keep the family afloat, and now Emily was continuing that legacy. Her shift at the grocery store was never easy. 8 hours of standing, dealing with difficult customers, and managing the endless stream of products tested her patience. But Emily never complained. She would smile at elderly customers, help young mothers with their shopping, and work with a quiet determination that impressed her managers. Between work and caring for her father, Emily found little time for herself. Her tiny bedroom was a testament to her limited world: a small bed, a worn desk with nursing study books, and a few photographs of happier times. The most prominent picture showed her parents on their wedding day, her mother's smile bright and full of hope. Financial pressure was a constant companion. Medical bills for her father's treatments were mounting. The electricity bill sat unopened on the kitchen counter, a silent reminder of their ongoing struggle. Emily would often sit late at night, calculating and recalculating their limited budget, trying to find ways to stretch every single pound. Her best friend Jack understood her situation better than anyone. A local mechanic, he would sometimes drop by with extra groceries or help with small repairs around the house. His support was more than just friendship. It was a lifeline that kept Emily going during her darkest moments. The winter was particularly harsh that year. The old house seemed to creak with cold, and heating was a luxury they could rarely afford. Emily would wrap her father in extra blankets, ensuring he stayed warm while she wore multiple layers to save on heating costs. Despite everything, Emily held on to her dream of becoming a nurse. The nursing books hidden beneath her bed were her most treasured possessions. Late at night, after her father was asleep and her chores were done, she would study by the dim light of a small lamp. Each page represented a hope, a potential escape from their current situation. Her father noticed her determination. Though weak and often tired, he would sometimes squeeze her hand and tell her how proud he was. "You're just like your mother," he would say, his eyes filling with tears. Strong, brave, never giving up. The town seemed to reflect their struggle. Empty shops, closed factories, and a sense of fading hope hung in the air. But Emily was different. Where others saw despair, she saw opportunity. Where others gave up, she pushed forward. As another cold morning arrived, Emily prepared for another day of work and care. She helped her father dress, prepared his breakfast, packed his medications, and checked everything twice. Her life was a careful dance of responsibility and hope. Little did she know that today would be different. Today would be the first step towards changing everything. The morning light caught her face, tired but determined, worn but not defeated. Emily Thompson was about to begin a journey that would transform not just her life, but the lives of many others around her. Her story was just beginning. The end note. This first part sets up Emily's challenging situation, her responsibilities, her dreams, and hints at the potential for change, all written in simple, accessible language that would work well for an audiobook narration. The grocery store hummed with its usual midday activity. Shelves stocked with colorful products, customers moving between aisles, and the soft beep of cash registers created a familiar background noise. Emily Thompson stood at her checkout counter, scanning items with practiced efficiency, her mind half focused on her work and half dreaming about her nursing aspirations. Mr. Williams, a community college administrator, wasn't planning to stop at the store that day. But something unexpected happened. A broken shoelace made him pause near Emily's checkout line. As she carefully assisted an elderly customer, he observed her patience and kindness. While bagging groceries, Emily overheard an older gentleman discussing local education opportunities. Her ears perked up, listening carefully. Mr. Williams, standing nearby, noticed her genuine interest. When the gentleman finished speaking, he turned to Emily with a curious expression. "You seem interested in education," Mr. Williams said casually. Watching her carefully fold a customer's grocery bag, Emily hesitated, then replied softly, "I've always wanted to become a nurse. But with my father's medical bills and my current job, it seems impossible." Mr. Williams saw something special in her eyes, a combination of determination and vulnerability that touched his heart. He pulled out a brochure from his briefcase about the community college's nursing program. "We have part-time evening classes," he explained, "designed for working individuals like yourself, flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and scholarship opportunities." Her hands trembled slightly as she accepted the brochure. The possibilities suddenly seemed within reach, yet still overwhelmingly challenging. How could she manage work, care for her father, and study? That evening, Emily spread the brochure on her small kitchen table. Her father, Robert, watched her carefully. "What's troubling you, sweetheart?" he asked, sensing her concentration. She explained the nursing program, her voice a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. Robert listened quietly, understanding the magnitude of such an opportunity. "Your mother would have been proud," he said, squeezing her hand. "She always believed in pursuing dreams, no matter the obstacles." Her best friend Jack arrived later that evening. A local mechanic with a practical approach to life, he listened to Emily's plans. "It won't be easy," he said honestly, "but you're the most determined person I know." Jack offered a practical solution. He could help with night shifts and occasionally check on her father. His support transformed her potential dream into a possible reality. Emily began calculating everything meticulously. She created a detailed spreadsheet, tracking her current expenses, potential study costs, and possible time management strategies. Every penny would need careful consideration. She reduced unnecessary expenses. No more streaming services, fewer takeaway meals, careful grocery shopping with budget-conscious choices. Her determination was becoming a strategic plan. The community college required an application, references, and a small initial registration fee. Each document became a stepping stone towards her dream. Emily spent weeks perfecting her application, seeking advice from Mr. Williams, and preparing herself mentally and financially. Her father's medical expenses remained a significant challenge, but Emily refused to see them as barriers. Instead, she saw them as motivation. Each bill represented a reason to push harder, to study more intensely, to create a better future. Jack helped her explore additional income opportunities, weekend cleaning jobs, online freelance work, small tutoring sessions. Every extra pound brought her closer to her goal. The nursing program wasn't just an educational opportunity, it represented hope, a chance to transform her current challenging circumstances, a pathway to provide better care not just for her father, but for countless others who needed compassionate medical support. As winter turned to early spring, Emily's world began to shift. The impossible was slowly becoming possible. Her dream was no longer just a distant wish, but a tangible, achievable goal. Mr. Williams watched her progress with quiet pride. He had seen many students, but Emily's determination was something special. She wasn't just seeking an education, she was fighting for a complete life transformation. Her journey was about to begin, challenging, uncertain, but filled with unprecedented potential. The end. The first semester of nursing school hit Emily Thompson like a thunderstorm. Her carefully planned world suddenly became a whirlwind of impossible challenges. Lecture notes scattered across her tiny bedroom, medical textbooks piled high, and her father's medication schedule seemed to clash with every study session. Mornings began before sunrise. She would help her father Robert with his breakfast and medications, then rush to her grocery store job. Afternoons meant quick transitions, changing from her store uniform to study clothes, grabbing whatever quick meal she could prepare. Evening nursing classes became her lifeline and her greatest challenge. Some nights, she would return home exhausted, her brain swimming with complex medical terminologies and human anatomy diagrams. Her father would be waiting, concern etched on his tired face. "You don't have to do this," Robert would say, watching her struggle with heavy textbooks. But Emily's determination burned brighter than her exhaustion. Her best friend Jack became her unexpected support system. He would occasionally help with household chores, bring groceries, and check on her father when her schedule became overwhelming. His practical help meant everything. The first major exam nearly broke her spirit. Emily studied for weeks, sacrificing sleep and personal time. When results came, she scored just above the passing mark. Most students would have been disappointed, but Emily saw it as a victory. Mr. Williams, the college administrator who had initially encouraged her, noticed her struggle. He recommended additional study groups and provided extra academic support. His guidance became a crucial lifeline during her most challenging moments. Financial pressure remained constant. Every textbook was a significant expense. Every extra hour at work was a trade-off against study time. Emily learned to become a master of careful budgeting, cutting expenses wherever possible. Her nursing classmates came from various backgrounds. Some were younger, some were returning to education after years away. Emily felt different. Her responsibilities extended beyond classroom learning. She was studying not just for herself, but for her father, for her future patients. Practical. Nursing sessions were particularly challenging. Learning to take blood pressure, understanding complex medical procedures, managing patient interactions, each skill required intense concentration and practice. There were moments of doubt, nights when the pressure seemed too much, mornings when her exhaustion threatened to overwhelm her. But something inside Emily refused to give up. Her father became her greatest motivation. Despite his own health challenges, he would listen to her practice medical terminology, offer words of encouragement, and remind her of her potential. "Your mother would be so proud," he would say, his eyes filled with a mixture of love and hope. Jack continued to provide practical support. He would help her father with small household repairs, ensure he had everything he needed, and sometimes cook meals to help Emily manage her intense schedule. The winter semester brought additional challenges: shorter days, colder temperatures, and increased medical emergencies at the hospital, where she was completing her practical training. Emily learned quickly that nursing was more than just medical knowledge. It was about compassion, patience, and human connection. Her instructors began to notice her potential. Despite her challenging circumstances, Emily demonstrated a unique combination of theoretical knowledge and genuine compassion. She wasn't just learning to be a nurse, she was becoming a healer. One particularly challenging night during her hospital rotation changed everything. An elderly patient, confused and scared, needed someone to truly listen. Emily's approach, calm, compassionate, professional, caught her supervisor's attention. "You have something special," her supervisor told her. Those words became a beacon of hope during her most challenging moments. Her world was a constant balance: grocery store shifts, nursing studies, caring for her father, supporting her family. Each role required complete dedication, but Emily was learning something profound. Challenges were not barriers, they were opportunities for growth. Each difficult moment was shaping her into the nurse and the person she was meant to become. As the semester progressed, her confidence grew, her skills improved, her understanding of medical care deepened. The impossible was becoming possible. Her journey was far from over, but for the first time Emily could see a clear path forward: the end. The final semester of nursing school arrived like a long-awaited sunrise. Emily Thompson stood taller, her eyes brighter, her spirit more confident than ever before. Years of struggle had transformed her from a hesitant grocery store worker to a confident nursing student, ready to change lives. Her graduation day approached, and the entire town seemed to hold its breath. Mr. Williams, who had first believed in her potential, watched with pride as Emily prepared for her final exams. Her father Robert sat in their small living room, surrounded by her nursing textbooks and achievement certificates. The scholarship was unexpected, but life-changing. Emily's exceptional performance throughout her nursing program had caught the attention of the local hospital's administration. Her compassionate approach and remarkable dedication set her apart from other students. During her final hospital rotation, something remarkable happened. A young patient, terrified and alone, needed more than medical treatment. Emily's gentle approach, her ability to listen and comfort, demonstrated a healing skill beyond textbook knowledge. Her supervisor, Margaret Thompson, no relation, recognized something special in Emily. "You're not just a nurse," she told her. "You're a healer. Some people have a natural ability to connect with patients, and you're one of them." The pediatric ward became her calling. Children who were scared and vulnerable found comfort in her presence. She had a unique ability to transform medical procedures from terrifying experiences into moments of trust and healing. Jack continued to be her pillar of support. He helped manage her father's care, ensuring Robert remained comfortable and well-looked. During her intensive training periods, his practical support meant Emily could focus entirely on her nursing career. Her father's health had improved slightly. The stress of previous years had taken its toll, but with Emily's medical knowledge and care, he was becoming stronger. Their relationship had transformed from one of dependency to mutual respect and love. The local hospital offered her a permanent position in the pediatric ward. It was more than a job. It was a dream realized. Emily remembered the days of struggling at the grocery store, the endless nights of studying, the moments of doubt. Her first official day as a registered nurse was nothing short of magical. Walking into the hospital, wearing her professional uniform, Emily felt a sense of accomplishment that words could not describe. Every challenge, every difficult moment had led her to this point. Financially, things were improving. Her nursing salary meant she could support her father more comfortably. She could pay off previous medical bills, invest in better healthcare, and create a stable environment for her family. The community began to notice her. Local schools started inviting her to give talks about perseverance and following dreams. Emily became a symbol of hope for young people facing seemingly impossible challenges. Her best friend Jack had become more than just a support system. Their friendship had gradually transformed into something deeper. He understood her journey, her struggles and her dreams in a way no one else could. Emily's approach to nursing was unique. She didn't just treat medical conditions, she treated human beings. Each patient was more than a case file. They were individuals with stories, fears, and hopes. Her mother's memory continued to inspire her. The photographs around their home reminded her of the strength she had inherited. Her mother's spirit lived on through Emily's compassionate care and determination. The local newspaper did a feature story about her journey. From a struggling grocery store worker to a professional nurse, Emily's story became an inspiration for many in the community. Young people saw her as a role model of perseverance and hope. Mr. Williams attended her hospital orientation, his eyes filled with pride. The young woman who had once nervously accepted a community college brochure had become a professional who would change lives. Her father's health continued to improve. Emily's medical knowledge meant she could provide professional care at home, understanding his conditions in a way traditional caregivers could not. As the year progressed, Emily realized her journey was about more than personal achievement. It was about creating hope, providing care, and proving that with determination anything is possible. Her life had transformed, from struggle to success, from uncertainty to confidence, from survival to truly living. The end 5 years had passed since Emily Thompson first stepped into the nursing profession. Her world had transformed beyond anything she could have imagined during those difficult days of struggle. The community support program she started became her greatest achievement. What began as a small initiative in her local community had grown into a significant support network for families struggling with medical expenses and elderly care. Every week, she would gather volunteers, organize fundraising events, and provide practical support to families facing similar challenges she once experienced. Her father, Robert, now lived in a comfortable assisted living facility. The facility was something Emily had carefully selected, ensuring he received the best possible care while maintaining his dignity and independence. She visited him twice a week, bringing homemade meals and sharing stories about her work. Jack, her longtime friend and support, had become more than just a friend. Their relationship had slowly blossomed into something deeper. They married in a simple ceremony, surrounded by the community that had supported Emily's journey. His unwavering support had been her strength through countless challenges. The local hospital recognized her exceptional work. Emily was no longer just a nurse in the pediatric ward, she had become a key coordinator for patient support services. Her understanding of family struggles and financial challenges made her uniquely qualified to help patients navigate complex medical and financial systems. Her community program became a beacon of hope. Families struggling with medical expenses would find support, guidance, and practical assistance. Emily used her personal experience to create a network that truly understood people's needs. Schools and local organizations began inviting her to speak about resilience and hope. Young people would listen intently as she shared her journey from a struggling grocery store worker to a successful nurse and community leader. Her story became a powerful message of possibility. Mr. Williams, the community college administrator who first believed in her potential, remained a close mentor. He often visited her community center, proud of the impact she had created. Their relationship had transformed from a chance encounter to a lasting friendship. Emily's approach to healthcare went beyond traditional medical treatment. She understood that healing involved more than just medical procedures. It required compassion, understanding, and practical support. Her research and community work began to attract national attention. Medical journals published her insights about community healthcare support. Universities invited her to share her unique approach to patient care and community support. The small terraced house where she once struggled became a symbol of hope. Her parents' photographs still adorned the walls, a constant reminder of her journey. Her mother's spirit seemed to live on through Emily's work. Financial stability allowed her to support her extended family and community. She created scholarship programs for young people wanting to enter healthcare professions. Her own experience had taught her the value of educational support. Jack's mechanical skills complemented her medical knowledge. Together, they created a support network that helped families with both medical and practical challenges. Their partnership was about more than love. It was about creating meaningful change. Her father watched her achievements with immense pride. Though his health was fragile, his spirit remained strong. He would often tell visitors about his remarkable daughter, the nurse who changed lives. The community that once seemed broken began to heal. Emily's work demonstrated the power of individual determination and collective support. She had transformed her personal struggle into a force for positive change. National healthcare conferences began to recognize her innovative approach. Emily wasn't just solving immediate problems, she was creating sustainable support systems that could help entire communities. Her story continued to inspire. Young nurses would seek her guidance. Families would find hope through her support programs, and communities would learn the power of compassionate care. Emily realized that her journey was never just about becoming a nurse. It was about understanding human struggle, providing genuine support, and creating meaningful change. She had turned her most challenging moments into her greatest strength. From a struggling grocery store worker to a national healthcare innovator, Emily Thompson had transformed not just her own life, but the lives of countless others. Her mother would have been proud. Her father would have been amazed. And Emily? She was just getting started. The end.